Imagine this for a second. Everything you have been doing to get what you want is actually the very thing keeping it away. Does that sound crazy? It might be the most uncomfortable truth you ever hear. Think about all those sleepless nights, all that effort you squeezed out of yourself, all the desperate plans you made at 3 o'clock in the morning. All of it sends a signal. It tells the universe one thing. It says, I don't have it. The universe acts like a mirror. It reflects that exact message back to you every single day. But here is where it gets really strange. Everything you thought you knew is about to flip upside down. The moment you stop chasing is the moment things change. When you honestly let go of the outcome, the universe starts delivering. It doesn't do it slowly or with hesitation. It happens with a kind of startling generosity. It makes you wonder why you ever thought struggle was the answer. Actually, most people will never learn this. I don't say that to be dramatic. It is just painfully true. Most people grind through their whole lives. They believe that harder always equals better. They think exhaustion is proof of commitment. Sure, they might achieve some things. They check the boxes, but they carry a quiet heaviness inside. No promotion or bank balance can ever lift that weight. They were never shown the real principle of transformation. The universe doesn't care how hard you try. It responds to who you are being while you try. What we are talking about today isn't just a pep talk. These aren't feel-good ideas you will forget by tomorrow. This is a law that is ancient. It is woven into the very fabric of our reality. Welcome to Elite Summaries. We're glad you're here with us. If you want to understand the deep laws of success and mindset, you are in the right place. Please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. It helps us bring more of this wisdom to you. Now, let's dive back into the backwards law. Have you ever tried to hold sand in a clenched fist? Think about it. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it pours through your fingers. But what happens when you open your hand? If you lay it flat, the sand just sits there. It stays still, as if it was waiting for you to stop fighting it. Your deepest desires work the same way. When you are frantic and desperate, you create a wall. You are broadcasting a frequency of missing. The universe hears that broadcast clearly. It gives you more of exactly that. It gives you more absence. It gives you more distance. The problem was never that the universe wasn't listening. The problem was the message you were sending. Your real power is not in your hustle. It is not in your 5-year plan. Your power lives in your state of being. It is the quality of your presence right now. There is a huge difference between searching and knowing. Ancient sages knew this well. They didn't write self-help books. They told stories and pointed at the truth. Their message was always the same. Stop chasing the river. You are already standing in it. This isn't a distant philosophy. It is a practical shift. It changes how you hold your ambitions. It changes how you move through uncertainty. You can choose to be someone who chases life, or you can become so aligned that life chases you. We need to dismantle the beliefs that have been running your life. You have been taught that ease is a luxury, but the truth is, ease is your natural state. It has always been available to you. You just couldn't see it through all the striving. Think about a sculptor who works for 12 years. He knocks on every door and tries to please every critic. But the more he pursues validation, the more it retreats. Then, one evening, he simply gives up. He sits on the floor and whispers that he creates because he needs to. He decides that is enough, whether anyone sees it or not. In that moment of surrender, something shifts. A few weeks later, a collector finds his work by accident. The recognition he was chasing for a decade starts chasing him. This isn't a coincidence. It is a universal principle. When you grip something too tightly, you create resistance. That contracted, fearful energy repels what you want. It is like trying to catch a butterfly by lunging at it. The harder you grab, the faster it flies. But if you sit quietly in a garden, it might just land on your shoulder. The quantum field reacts directly to your energetic state. When you release the energy of chasing, you become available to receive. Think about a woman who searches for love for 15 years. Every date feels like an interview. She carries the weight of her own expectations. But when she finally finds peace in her own company, everything changes. When she stops treating her single life as a problem to be solved, love finds her. The universe didn't change its mind. She changed the signal she was sending. What you pursue with desperation tends to pull away. What you allow with openness tends to move toward you. This is a fundamental law of energy. It works whether you believe in it or not. The river of life was already flowing toward you. You were just making too much noise to hear it. Let's try something right now. Find a quiet space and close your eyes. Think about the one thing you have been chasing hardest. Maybe it is a career goal or a relationship. Feel how much tension that pursuit has built up in your body. Feel it in your shoulders and your chest. That tightness is the sound of resistance. Now, imagine opening your hands. Imagine letting that pursuit float away. You aren't giving up on it. You are giving it room to breathe. Tell yourself that what is truly meant for you does not need to be chased. It needs to be allowed. If you practice this daily, you will see a response. The universe responds to your surrender in ways that planning never could. There was a man who woke up every morning with his mind racing. He cycled through strategies and worst-case scenarios before his feet hit the floor. He pushed through 14-hour days. He believed wealth was just one more hustle away. But the life he wanted remained out of reach. He was living proof that the more you chase, the faster it moves away. Nature makes this very obvious. A rose does not clench its way into bloom. A river does not muscle its way to the sea. It follows the path of least resistance. When this man finally hit a wall and stopped, abundance appeared. A casual conversation led to a partnership he could never have forced. Within months, prosperity flowed with ease.
Struggle is not the price of admission to a meaningful life. In most cases, struggle is the lock on the door.
When you stop trying to control every outcome, you step into alignment. Think about a writer who fought with blank pages for years. She forced sentences through sheer willpower, but her creative energy just withered. Then she stopped fighting. She took long walks and let her thoughts drift. Suddenly, stories began arriving on their own. They were waiting for her to stop barricading the door with effort. The universe responds to the energy you are working from. If you feel the weight of effort, let it dissolve. Imagine your desires as paper boats on a calm stream. You don't need to steer the water. The current already knows where it is going. It is carrying you exactly where you need to be. We often try to manage every detail of our existence. We script every conversation and map every hour. But the more we try to arrange the world, the more it unravels. You know that tightening in your chest when reality doesn't follow your plan? That frustration is a sign. Control is not safety. It is just the performance of safety. It costs you everything while protecting you from nothing. Think about a person who builds a wall to keep pain out. That same wall keeps love out too. Safety isn't found in control. Real security lives in surrender. It is the willingness to let life unfold without gripping the steering wheel so tight. Life arranges itself beautifully when you stop strangling it with expectations. Everything you are searching for is also searching for you. But it can't enter a door that is bolted from the inside. Try a simple experiment tomorrow. Identify one thing you usually try to manage. Maybe it is a conversation or a project. Make a conscious decision to release your grip on it. Let it unfold without your intervention for just one day. You might be stunned by what shows up in that space. Real power doesn't live in relentless doing. It lives in deliberate stillness. When you stop the perpetual spinning of strategy, you gain access to a deeper intelligence. This isn't laziness. It is the highest form of receptivity. It is the state where genuine answers emerge. Think of wildflowers pushing through concrete. They don't force it. The conditions were just right for what was already alive beneath the surface. In the world of physics, observation changes the behavior of matter. Your constant movement actually collapses infinite possibilities into a narrow band of outcomes. You are too busy running to see the doors opening around you. Stillness expands your options. It gives the universe room to show you things your racing mind never considered. One professional woman found this out. After months of 18-hour days, she finally just sat and watched the clouds. In that moment of stillness, the solution she had been grinding for arrived, fully formed. It had been there all along. It was just waiting for her to be quiet enough to hear it. A musician also found this truth. He practiced 6 hours a day with flawless technique. But something was missing. His breakthrough came during a power outage. In the darkness, he stopped playing notes and started listening to the spaces between them. He found the music that had been living inside him all along. To invite this power, just be still. Don't try to meditate or follow a technique. Just be there. Let your thoughts float by like leaves on a stream. Start with just 3 minutes. In that quiet, hold your desires gently. They are like seeds in rich soil. You don't need to dig them up every morning to see if they are growing. Trust that in stillness you become a receiver. Your deepest power doesn't come from what you do. It emerges from who you become in the space of being. Many of us are on a self-improvement conveyor belt. We install new habits and eliminate old patterns, but we often feel more hollow with each new skill. Every improvement seems to reveal a new deficiency. This happens because the drive to be better assumes you aren't already enough. Every time you try to fix yourself, you reinforce the belief that you are broken. But genuine transformation happens through subtraction. It is the removal of everything you piled on top of yourself. Think of a sculptor. The masterpiece is created by chipping away what is not the statue. The beauty was always inside the stone. Your journey works the same way. You don't need to acquire more. You need to release what was never yours. A singer spent years mimicking others. She forced herself into shapes that didn't fit. Her breakthrough happened when she stopped trying to be someone else. She discovered a voice that was pure and unmistakably hers. You were not born insufficient. You were born complete. The world spent years telling you otherwise. You have been trying to earn back something that was never taken from you. Close your eyes and let the labels dissolve. Achiever, hustler, work in progress. Let them go like morning mist. What is left is the real you. Your power isn't in becoming, it is in being. Nothing essential was ever damaged in the first place. Observation is a massive power. When you merge with a negative thought, it defines your reality. But when you create a tiny gap of awareness, everything shifts. You become the observer. One person found freedom from anxiety by changing their language. Instead of saying, "I am anxious," they said, "There is anxiety present." Those 3 words changed everything. They created a space between who they were and what they felt. The emotion became like a weather pattern passing through a vast sky. You are not your thoughts. You are the one watching them. The one watching is never touched by the storm. Next time you feel a difficult emotion, don't fight it. Step back and witness it. Watch how it loses intensity when you stop identifying with it. There is a hunger that grows larger the more you feed it. It is the wanting that tightens its grip when you get desperate. Ancient teachers said attachment is the root of suffering, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't have ambitions. It means you shouldn't let desire harden into desperation. True manifestation lives in the space between wanting and releasing. It is the breath after you feel the desire, but before you turn it into a need. One professor stopped trying to prove his value after a rejection. He just enjoyed sharing ideas for the sake of it. Suddenly, the recognition he had chased for 17 years moved toward him. His energy had transformed. He stopped broadcasting lack. When you release the craving while keeping the intention clean, you enter magnetic allowing. Try this tonight. Bring your deepest desires into your awareness. Don't filter them, just feel them. Then, imagine gathering them into a sphere of golden light in your chest. Let that sphere float upward into the larger intelligence of the universe. Trust that what is yours will find its way back to you. When you release the grip, your relationship with desire changes. Things start moving in your direction on their own. It is not a coincidence. It is law. An athlete found that excellence flows from surrendering to his training. When he stopped managing every movement, his performance became liquid and instinctive. The universe moves through this paradox. The more you surrender to the current, the more powerfully it flows through you. Success moves freely when you stop blocking it with boulders of resistance. Peak performance emerges from relaxed, open awareness. It is a state you fall into when you stop trying so hard to find it. Look at your own body. It is breathing itself right now without your effort. Your heart beats without your permission. An intelligence deeper than your mind is running the most complex system in the universe. It doesn't need your input. Extend that trust outward. You are the channel through which something much larger expresses itself. When you align with that flow, resistance dissolves. You aren't the one doing the doing. Imagine a traveler on a rope bridge. He is carrying a heavy chest of all his belongings. The wind picks up and the bridge sways. The chest, he thinks, is his security, is actually making the journey dangerous. A voice calls out that he cannot cross while carrying what he refuses to release. When he finally lets the chest fall, his steps become sure. He crosses easily. And on the other side, he finds his things were carried there by the wind. This is the paradox of power. Surrender is not losing. It is the doorway to a force much larger than your willpower. It gives you access to an intelligence that sees possibilities you cannot. What you seek has been seeking you with equal determination. It can only reach you when your hands are open. Think about a writer who stopped writing for critics and started writing for his own joy. His words recovered a quality they had lost for years. He didn't improve his craft by trying harder. He recovered it by releasing the need to be acceptable. The energy you bring to the act of creation is the invisible ingredient in everything you make. If you build a business from desperation, it will feel like desperation. If you build it from passion, it will radiate that. One woman stopped hunting for a new job and started living as if it already existed. She organized her schedule and her space to reflect her dream. Within weeks, the connection she needed materialized organically. She matched the frequency of the opportunity. Try to let your desired reality arise naturally in your mind. Don't strain, just watch it unfold like a sunrise. Your role is to align with the creative intelligence that already knows how to bring it to life. Think about two people in a business meeting. One is rehearsed and tense. The other just listens and connects. The one who trusts that what is meant to happen will happen is the one who succeeds. Belief isn't just a thought. It is a bodily knowing that lives in your bones. Your neurons literally rewire themselves around your deepest convictions. When you move from forcing to allowing, channels that were blocked by tension start to open. Abundance flows where there's trust. A woman with a chronic illness stopped fighting her body and started trusting its capacity to heal. She replaced resistance with trust. Trust is a biological signal that lets your body do what it was designed to do. Uncertainty is not the enemy. It is the fuel of a powerful life.
Your demand for certainty locks you out of a vast range of possibilities. When things are fluid, they are open to potential. One man lost his predictable job and found a creative energy he never knew he had. Disruption can deliver what careful management never could. If you stay open to what you cannot yet see, you align with the actual nature of reality. Clarity doesn't come from intellectual strain. It comes from open, receptive stillness. It is like the surface of a lake. You can only see the bottom when the water is perfectly calm. You are not searching for power. You are its source. You are the point through which the universe is expressing itself right now. Your desires are the universe whispering what it wants to create through you. One woman saw with permanent clarity that she was the creator. Her life wasn't happening to her, it was happening through her. She was the intelligence she had been seeking. Sit in stillness and feel your own awareness. This consciousness is what you are. It is not separate from the intelligence that governs everything. You are not chasing power.
You are the expression of it. The door you thought was locked from the outside was only ever closed from within. The key has been in your hand the whole time. The universe is already cooperating with you. The only thing in the way is the energy of your own resistance. Effort was never the path to genuine manifestation. Force was never the key. You are the source. This understanding makes life effortless because your actions arise from alignment rather than fear. It is the difference between swimming against the current and being carried by it. The backwards law is a truth you inhabit. The universe is just waiting for you to stop preventing its delivery. The preparation has been underway your entire life. Step through the open door with quiet ease. Recognize that what you seek is the ground you are already standing on. Stop working against the universe and start letting it work for you.